Right profile there.
Right, there you go.
Right, away we go.
Hi everyone, Mel here from Blue and Sunny again. So this is my wonderful dad Ray, also known as Bluey. So no surprise that Blue and Sunny has a little bit of a connection to that. And a couple of times over the last few months, Dad, you have mentioned to me that you don't put a rubbish bin out. And
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
So I thought you might be a good one for me to ask about how that actually happens.
Well, the first reason it happens is because I try and recycle as much as I can. I certainly don't waste any food for that to go out as in the rubbish bin. And I have very little other rubbish that I could put in the bin. It's
So what about like meat trays? Don't you eat meat and veg?
not that much meat, plenty of veggies, but I tend to buy my veggies at the supermarket and use my own plastic bags to bring them home in.
So what about if you were to buy like a couple of, I don't know, lamb chops or something?
Lamb chops, you always have the problem there with the meat tray that is packed in. Unless you buy it direct from the butcher, if you get it from the supermarket, you get the tray that it's in.
But what do you do?
Half and half of each.
Depends which one's on special.
Yeah, that could be right. That could be right, yes. And of course, if you buy it at the supermarket, there is the rubbish you have with the container that the lamb chops are in. And that goes into the rubbish bin, but that would only be once a month at the most.
Okay. So just a little bit of a profile of my dad. He's an 80-year-old man living alone. He grew up as a farmer and farmed till he was about 50 and then was a small business owner. So have you always been a recycler?
No, because sometimes recycling is only a recent phenomenon actually. When I was on the farm, there was no recycling available to us. Everything, we had a rubbish tip down the back of the farm that I used to take everything to. It was only after I left the farm that we had access to any type of rubbish collection. And since then I have been more interested in recycling as well as getting rid of the rubbish responsibly.
What's your motivation for recycling?
I think it's good for the planet and good to reuse all the stuff that you can. For instance, glass, plastic, cardboard, newspaper, that type of stuff.
Because me and my brothers and sisters would probably all have a bit of a giggle about how you don't like to waste things. Would that be accurate?
That would be totally accurate. I have been the butt of many a joke.
So, for example, turning the air conditioning on when it's about, 40 degrees, you'd be a little bit reluctant at times.
No, that's not correct. That's not correct. I use the air conditioner and the heater when I have to.
Okay. What do you think about climate change?
Climate change is real. People who think it's not real are not listening to the scientists.
What is climate change?
Climate change is the gradual warming of our planet caused by human beings putting more heat-causing gases into the atmosphere, mainly carbon dioxide. Other gases are just as deadly, for instance, methane. That's all right, I was just watching Charlie put the blue pen up his nose.
Oh.
I thought he was, but he wasn't.
It's a family get-together here.
Yeah. And that eventually long-term will cause heating of the atmosphere and a rise in both the levels of the ocean and various other effects on our human ecosystem.
Do you think we're doing enough for climate change?
No, we're not. Definitely not. Our own government is not doing enough. I know they say that our country only causes 1.3% of the problem of climate change, but they seem to forget that when you have another roughly 80 or 90 countries who are doing their little bit to bring down the gases in the atmosphere, that could add up to 50 or 60% of the totals of greenhouse gases that are being emitted.
Do you think people in your demographic believe in climate change?
Mostly, I would say they don't. I know that I'm in a Probus club, and I think most of the people in that club who are fairly a conservative lot, any conversations I have with them, there tends to be a general disbelief in the science of climate change.
So you're pretty hip and contemporary then?
I certainly am hip, no word I am. Apart from being hip, I'm also hop. That is hop, not hop.
All right, is there anything else that you'd like to add? Because you know our small business is about giving people options to not use plastic and pollute the oceans, etc., etc. So,
Well, possibly one thing you should do with your people who frequent your small business is to, if it's a personal contact with people in your small business, ask them to bring their own bag so that you don't have a problem of extra plastic being put into the environment. That's one thing I could think of.
so because we're running a small business to help the planet, is it fairly final now that I'm your favourite child?
No.
That was too long.
I try and treat...
Is that because my sister's in the room that you're
No,
not
that
saying
is not
that?
because, no. The reason I say that is because I treat all of my children exactly the same.
No. Well, that's
I
because my
abuse
sister's
them
in
when
the
I
room.
have to. I make fun of them when I have to.
Do you reckon we make fun of you as much as you make fun of us? Do you reckon it's quite even?
I think it's 50-50.
50-50?
50-50, yes. I can hold my own with this lot so far. Who knows what will happen in the next few years. But at the moment, I think we're just about break even.
All right, well, you're doing a terrific job by not putting the bin out, because that's a lot of us have that as a goal, to not
Very
put a bin
good.
out.
I just
and
wish there were more.
contribute to landfill.
I wish there were more people who had that goal and could live up to it.
So what you're saying is you wish there were more people like you.
This is quite right. Yes. If only they were like me, as good looking, as generous, as kind.
Okay,
What are you
all
laughing at,
right, we're
Crystal?
winding up now. Okay, thanks, Dad.
Okay. No worries, Mel.
Blueandsunny.com.au. So just a little bit of an insight from a octogenarian who is concerned
What's an
about the planet.
octogenarian? Does that mean I'm not getting enough oxygen?
No, your bit's done now. Catch us later. Bye. Have a
All
great
right.
day.
That happened after I put my